Welcome back, everybody, to game number 3, IG versus DK, your first IG
10
match of the
seconds
day. The
remaining.
next one will be IG versus MUFC, which should kick off immediately
5
following this
seconds
game. This is
remaining.
game number 3. I am LD of DotaCommentaries.com. Joining me is Luminous. And
Reserve
Luminous, I
time.
know you were hoping for some great Chinese Dota. It's really your favorite type of Dota. And, well, this is not the most orthodox Chinese Dota we've ever seen, but it's certainly some of the most exciting.
Definitely really is. In the two games that we cast, 2.5 game, if you will, because there was a game lost. Lost in translation, if you will, between all the remakes and whatever else. We saw a great difference in terms of playing style. Game number 1, it was all action all the way, high impact game, showing off that the IG squad and the DK squad could not only farm very well, but also do so by keeping up the ganks and keeping up the map control. Last game, we just saw just completely one-side dominance from IG, just map dominance, push non-stop, and just constricting. It's like they're putting their hands on the neck of DK and just slowly squeezing. It was cruel, but it was amazingly to watch. I love it too, man. We're kind of masochists.
I love that image. I mean, just such a perfect way to portray things. And, well, how are DK going to adjust their gameplay if they do it all? IG ban out the Chen here. They do have the first pick. Apparently they don't want to first pick it, but they also don't want to give it away either to DK. A little bit worried about that push because one thing Chen can do for your team is buy you a lot of time to get to the mid to late game with the heal, the early pushing power, the holy persuasion to send heroes back, and that means if Burning gets his hard carry, he's less likely to die, more likely to have time to farm, and, well, that could be trouble. Templar Assassin, Lumi, this is the one that's going to get the ban, so this is the adjustment we see from DK. They had their Venomancer deal with the Templar pretty well in that Mouse vs. DK game, but this time around they're not going to chance it. They just take her out of the pool immediately. It leaves so many heroes available, though. Chaos Knight, Brewmaster, Queen of Pain, and I'm missing about 20 of them. Lycan as well. He's available again. Invoker too. Oh man, Ferrari's Invoker, Burning's Anti-Mage.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of different choices. I mean, Templar Assassin was actually banned, I believe, in game number 1. And DK's like, yeah, we'll skip it. And it's going to be Lycan again. Why? It's a trap! It's a trap!
That, for anybody who thinks Lumi is kidding, Lycan is actually he's barely won a game, if any, in Beyond the Summits World Tour. And I mean, he just hasn't been very successful. And you could chalk it up to the supporting cast. You could chalk it up to the individual play rather than the hero, but DK get themselves some great global presence here. The Invoker as well as the Prophet. We'll have to see what style of Invoker it is, but these are the two heroes that I think the one time I saw Lycan just get completely shut down early game. It was a Sunstrike Invoker and early TP gank from Prophet that did it, and that was a laning Lycan, so we'll see where this Lycan goes. But off the bat, DK gets some very strong solo heroes, very strong mid-game presences as well.
Yeah, we also have seen teams are not afraid to buy massive Sentry Wars or massive Observer Wars right from the get-go to war down that jungle to make sure Lycan doesn't have the Grand all the time. But again, teams are prepared with Sentries, so it's a big mind game to control the jungle, to force Lycan onto the lane and get off those ganks with Sunstrikes and teleport like you mentioned. But again, any support that decides to roam into the jungle and find that Lycan, they will find him. They have their address, and Sunstrike will always meet you there. So it's going to be rough for Lycan if DK chooses to hunt him down. But there's some odd chases, some odd teams where like, yeah, we'll let you farm the hell you want, and we'll try to, play you 5v4 in that scenario. We're probably not going to see that here, but that's always a possibility.
Well, if you want to play 5v4, who do you look towards? Here's like Windrunner, Beastmaster in the pool. Tidehunter, a great start if you want to play that 5v4 Dota. Well, IG gets some teamfight, they get some lockdown. This gives you that option for the split push, the Lycan pushing one lane and the team doing something else across the map.
Yeah, and Shadow Demon as a pickup here if you time it properly, will dodge you those Sunstrikes or dodge you those single target stuns should they come your way. Shadow Demon, of course, a great defensive hero. Offensively, not too bad himself. I like that IG Zoe is not revealing his hand too much. He's probably going to be playing the Lycanthrope, but he's not really giving away the composition of his team, so far at least. And now the ball is right back on Burning's court.
You fumbled that one a little bit, but no worries.
Yeah.
Well, where does DK go? I mean, the Shadow Demon pick, this is not only for how well he can do against DK's heroes, this is also about denying Invoker's best friend. Disruption set as well as Soul Catcher, really making those Sunstrikes hurt. There's a strong support here to boot, so I'm curious how DK are going to lane this one. Prophet's been in the off lane most of these games. And we've seen he really struggles to deal with those early pushes. Well, this is a hero that can shut them down. It's the Earthshaker. And especially against the double melee heroes, the Tidehunter, and especially the Lycan. A good Fissure block can really make Lycan have difficulties getting in range and finding the openings to right-click heroes.
Yeah, I mean, Shaker's known for those early traps and getting off those kills, but like LD mentioned, sometimes all you have to do is just place that big crevice, and Lycan have to run around it to get in those melee attacks. So, sometimes a Fissure stun is all you need. Of course, it's a great opening for any kind of counter-pushing strat, counter-ganking strat. He TPs in, drops off a huge range of a stun, and it's pretty good. Now, I think if IG here, if they decide to pick up a Rubik, they would have a lot of beautiful spells to steal. I mean, any of Invoker's spells would not be bad at all. Shaker, Fissure, especially with no casting animation on Rubik, is going to be nice. Of course, Prophet, any of his spells would be good. So if that's the route they want to go, they have the lanes for it, and definitely have the spells to steal. And Rubik's been seeing some play, so.
I'm so glad you bring up the Rubik pick for IG, because we saw yesterday the Blake Dagger 4-staff Fissure Rubik, who had about 3 screens of initiation range. That Rubik role could be reprised in this game. But for the moment, we advance to our second stage of the bans, and what do we see? Strong solo heroes, strong pushing heroes, the heroes that require a lot of attention to deal with in lane, Lone Druid as well as the Broodmother. They'll get the bans here. And well, for DK, when they pick the Earthshaker, I mean, generally I feel like it can be used in a dual lane, but normally it's seen in a tri lane. And normally with that hard carry for DK or for burning, I feel like a Morphling might be an option here. And that would help deal with the pushing power if they want to run the offensive tri-lane. And then, it's not really a tri-lane. It can be a Quint lane or a 5-hero lane. If Invoker drops a Sunstrike, Prophet TPs in, and that will make it hard for IG to get a push going. Of course, there are responses for IG. Lycan can go to the enemy jungle. He can try and just farm with the Wolves. But, I mean, where do you think DK are going to go with this one?
I mean, when we've seen Earthshaker pick... when we see DK pick Earthshakers in the past, they like to pair it up with the Ancient Apparition. That adds even more global power. Sometimes you even put him mid, but if you put him in the same lane as the Earthshaker as a primary farmer on the AA, he gets that quick level 6, he gets a lot of farm. Fissure plus AA co-feed is a very, very potent combo. So that can be a possibility, but I'm not sure what DK Burning's going to be playing so far. Again, it could be the Nature's Prophet, but I'm expecting something else.
Yeah, for IG as well. I mean, they have a little bit of everything. They have some damage, they have some team fight, they have some gank power. And which direction do they want to go? I mean, if you look towards DK's lineup, Earthshaker very strong defensively. It's a Puck, and this is a classic combination we've seen, especially in Chinese Dota 1. I personally was a big fan of it. Puck Dreamcoil to hold everyone in place, and then Lycan does the right clicks. If you ever try to run away, that's another stun. So IG have some great lockdown and setup here between the Dreamcoil as well as the Ravage. And obviously Puck normally played as a solo, and maybe he'll even go mid this game. And frankly, that is the one downside to Puck. He's not the strongest. He's not like a Queen of Pain or a Windrunner where he's a dominant off-lane hero. He can do okay in some matchups, but I think he'll be better off mid. And I won't be surprised at all if that's the direction he heads.
Yeah, Puck, some heroes have advantages and disadvantages against certain other heroes, but I can't in the back of my mind says, oh, Puck outlanes hardcore, he counters this hero.
Right.
I can't even say that. Like, Puck animation's a little bit awkward, his base damage is somewhat pitiful, if you will. And if he doesn't die, if he doesn't get his tower push, you're happy with how your Puck plays. But again, on the hands of some players, it's a beautiful thing to watch. But for now, let's wait for that. It is back to DK's side. No snap pick Ancient Apparition, so that's the pick that I'm personally expecting. But let's see where it can go from here.
Yeah, and we still don't know for sure. Will it be a jungle Lycan? Will it be a solo Lycan, or a laning Lycan, I should say? And it really depends on DK's picks as well. If they go for something that looks like an offensive tri-lane or has the potential for it, well, Rubik is the pick, and how well will this Rubik play? Last game we saw, okay, so for anyone who missed Game 2, there was a Game 2 that actually crashed, and we had a remake. But in that Game 2, the one that ended up crashing, where we had to remake it, there was a Rubik who kept on stealing Shapeshift and just absolutely destroyed everyone. That was played by Chuan. This time it'll be in the hands of DK. Steal Shapeshift, and then you can't really be locked down. They only have a Ravage and a Disruption to try and stop you from running around, running rampant. I guess Dreamcoil maybe. But this is a team that Rubik would love to steal some spells from. Roar as well could be a great choice. Where are we going to see this Rubik lady? It looks like he might be a support hero.
He might be, again, the same thing with the Nature's Prophet, might play as a support role. Definitely a higher chance of playing support role here than most other European lineups. So, yeah, I mean, nothing too surprising from either team. Beastmaster is a picked up here. I like the aura stacking. We haven't seen it too often. And the aura stacking here will be the Vlad's, the Beastmaster aura, Pharaoh Impulse, at least for his own stuff. And How, of course. So there's a lot of stuff aura-wise on IG's side. And they could, again, we talked about Puck, Shadow Demon. They're not physically strong right-click, and they're not potent physical DPSers. But with these auras, they can be.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I mean, the other thing this Beastmaster gives them is pretty amazing lockdown, and it's going to be a Morphling. And, Morphling can morph to strength through most of these spells. The only thing that'll stop it, if it gets off in time before the morph starts, is that silence from Puck. You can morph through Ravage, you can morph through Roar, even if you toggle it on afterwards. And Burning, we'll have to see how they want to lane this. He waves out of the fountain, then goes back in. But while we have a moment, we'll introduce the players. We'll be Long DD playing the Prophet. Looks like he'll be taking one of the solo lanes. Burning as well. Both heroes going for early reign of Basilius. Zippo playing that support Earthshaker. Super Exhort build. It will be the Sunstrike. That combo with Prophet, that's something to keep an eye on. And finally, RTK will be playing the Rubik.
RTK is usually the third farmer on the team. He is going to be farming it up on Rubik. I'm happy to see that. I believe I'm in agreement with you. I think Rubik is a hero that needs quite a bit of gold and EXP, and he's going to get it this game, so that's good. IG Faith is going to be playing the Shadow Demon. Puck is going to be handled by Chuan. There's YYF. Looks like he's farming it up on the TIE Hunter. Although, he perhaps bought the Courier?
That's the one thing for IG. Their lanes do feel a little awkward to start the game off. You've got the Beastmaster as well as the Puck, who really needs solo. Then you've got Tide and Shadow Demon, who can play support, but in lane, it's not like they can really set up anything because it's a Lycan. Lycan is not a strong hero killer early on. He just wants to farm. So the lanes will be a little awkward here for DK. I mean, you said RTK is going to farm. I'm not sure. Because he might be tri-laning with the Morphling. These three are still grouped up, and in fact, Prophet and Invoker are soloing. An offensive tri-lane means not much farm for Rubik early on. Now here we go, Lumi. You talked about it, those aggressive jungle wards. We see 3 camps blocked off immediately.
Look at Lycan, though. Look at Lycan. He saves himself 200 gold from the get-go, and now Sentry War ready to go. I mean, this is just mind game, one step ahead. You know they're gonna try to stop you with a jungle, but hey, just get that Sentry War. Sure, you're down 200 gold.
Oh, RTK, he is in no man's land, and Faith just doesn't spot him. He goes back out again. Oh, the right clicks to start, and they're hot on the scent.
How many first blood have we seen here before the creeps even spawn? Like I feel like every single game has had a first blood.
Well, it looks like we're not going to have one, but it was close. Right. Here, they block one spawn, and a Sentry Ward is forced. But, I mean, you hope for more when you place that ward down. And Joe's going to have access to the big camp here, and this is what he can do at level 1. The Satyr Hellcaller in Dota 2 will not actually use the Shockwave. Summon another pair of wolves, and this is going to be a really quick experience. That camp gives a lot. Level 6 creep there. That's a very high level. I think the only one that's higher is the Dark Troll Warlord. Maybe that's 6-2. But look, nice job by RTK body blocking that small camp. Doing anything he can to slow him down.
But, that's also a lot of time investment. That's 2 hero literally doing nothing except blocking a level 1 camp. Of course, Radiant completely was aware of that. They had a war. Actually, I'm going to quickly go to Radiant Vision. They do see it. Yep. I thought you want to place a little bit further to the left to make sure you get the vision of the hill. They do have it. Meanwhile, on the bot lane here, Fissure does hit a YYF. Sunstrike tossed backwards. No, looks like they missed the combo a little bit. YYF gets to live to tell tale. But that doesn't mean he's farming well, and far from it. He's only got 1 and 3.
Well, that might be a harbinger of things to come, and Joe in a little bit of trouble here. Here we go, RTK, no telekinesis, and instead he's just going to kill the wolf. A little bit of experience and gold going his way, only a tiny bit though, and Joe comes back in with the wolves. These can be scary for supports to tank early on. Fortunately, they're only level 1 fissure block on the wrong side, but that will waste at least 5 more seconds here for Joe. Tango's through, he wants in, and here comes Faith as well. RTK, look at the right clicks from Joe. Oh man, disruption to follow. This is a first blood for sure. There you go, and now Joe running away, gushing on Zippo. DK, they go for the offensive tri-lane, and it's getting crushed right now.
Wow.
And Lumi, I think that tri-lane is over.
Yeah, that tri-lane is really, really over. They spent a lot of time in golden investment, XP investment, to make sure that the Lycanthrope not get farmed. Not only does he got the farm through the assist goal and whatnot, he got a whole bunch of EXP in that kill as well. And now, Burning without the support of his friends, now will get harassed back. So DK just off to a horrible start despite having, what, 2 minutes and 30 seconds of gameplay. So IG feeling very confident so far.
Well, you talk about experience, and look at Rubik and Earthshaker. 11 and 18 experience per minute. Now, that'll change quickly after a few creep waves, but that is just atrocious. I mean, they're both sitting at level 1, basically nowhere near level 2. They're going to stay with the tri-lane for now, and, well, you have Prophet and Invoker. That's your sort of bailout. That's the option they have to turn things around. Prophet, no Poison Sprout just yet, and that's important to help set things up. Super as well, 2 points at Exhort. But as they get leveled up, they may have another opening or two. But if they lose another fight, that's a total disaster for this tri-lane. And it's the downside to the offensive tri-lane. It's why it's not a very popular strategy nowadays. Oh, Fissure Block onto Joe, but he doesn't care. He's just going to continue farming. And it's the downside of the offensive tri-lane, is if you don't have a good time, there's no easy comeback mechanic. If you're up in your own jungle, you can always pull the small camp, you can pull this camp as well, even do a double pull over here. But they don't have those options available in this bottom lane.
Yeah, they don't even have a smoke of the seat on them if they want to smoke and try to gank mid. That is an option, but they're not even taking that right now. YYF getting a little bit harassed back, but should be absolutely fine. You can see Anchor Smash being leveled up at 3, 4, and 5. That is going to be his primary farming tool and DPSing tool should they want to take it to a fight. Right now, my eyes is on the top lane here. I want to say Puck again. He's just having a tough time. I was looking there earlier. Lone DD just basically sent 2-3 treants on Puck, and Puck just have to go back. That's how bad his laning is. Prophet just completely working him there. Meanwhile, Beastmaster on the mid lane.
Oh, Zippo! He'll be okay. He was spotted out by a Sentry Ward, and then Centaur came in and clapped it. Oh, that was pretty funny. Sorry to interrupt you.
No problem. Back in the mid lane here, we do have Super against the Beastmaster. Beastmaster 21-8. He grabbed a DD a little bit earlier, so was able to get a lot of blasted. Super, though, despite having Exhort build, kind of getting out lasted in the mid lane.
Oh, bottom lane. I gotta say, YYF is a little bit too big now for this tri-lane to deal with. A single point in Kraken Shell, 3 points in Anchor Smash. If they try to go on him, I think they're just gonna die to the Anchor Smash. They don't have the burst damage, at least not without the Invoker. And I mean, this is what happens, particularly when you don't have Shadow Demon. That really helps you chew through these tanky heroes' defenses, but they don't have it.
Yep, and that tie, once he hits level 6, like, you could try to gank him, he'll probably kill one of you and survive. The power of Ravage, especially the damage output of Ravage, cannot be underestimated. A lot of people just say it is a great stun, and it really is, but damage, especially right at this early stage of the game, it does a number. It does a huge number. Right. Beastmaster has his roar as well. No teleport scroll on him, which is a little bit curious. Sometimes you see Beastmaster pick him the TP immediately when he turns 6 for counter ganking or just a TP gank.
Well, he is carrying his bottle, and he's getting close to whatever that first item will be. Whether it's upgraded boots, maybe a magic wand. I mean, he's got his options. Ferrari he's winning this middle lane, 26-8. Invoker very close, though. It's not like Super's way behind. He's 24-6. But for the moment, Super's just not finding the openings. I mean, when you go Exhort Invoker, sure, it has some decent mid-game potential. You can drop the Meteor, drop the Deafening Blast, use the Forge Spirits to push, and you get some good right-click. So it's not like Exhort is useless after the early game, but one of the big reasons you get it is for Sunstrike build. And right now, he hasn't found them.
Yeah, he dropped the Sunstrike or 2 earlier for the first blood engagement, but since then, there's no options open, and like you said, it's because really that tri-lane's failing. When your tri-lane is not going offensive, well, that Sunstrike is not going to be used to harass or anything like that, so because of the bot lane, really a lot of the action has been stymied, so Invoker is just farming with those Exhorts. Top lane is action happening. Roar goes on Lone DD. Sunstrike is going to be right there, but would that be enough? Tree gets summoned, and we do see Prophet gets picked down. Beastmaster Roar, that's exactly what I mean. He has the smoke now, he has the port, so he's going to be using all these tools to bypass the enemy wards and just try to set up ganks absolutely everywhere. But 430, I gotta say, he's winning his lane, he's getting the ganks off. You can't ask for anything else.
You really can't. He's also controlling the runes, which can't be underestimated. Those runes are very important to... It's not just about getting them for yourself, it's about denying them to the enemy team. And, well, this is another downside to Invoker, is he doesn't really want to check runes. He doesn't have much use for them. He doesn't want to waste the time out of lane because he needs experience. Bottom lane, they group up for YYF. This is not a good fight, though, because there's a Ravage. Telekinesis. Oh, man, hits on 3. RFCK mounts down. And Zippo in a lot of trouble as well. Puck joins the fight. IG are routing DK. Will they get burning, though? That is the big prize. Not sure if they can. Morphing heavily to strength. That Lycan ultimate, it is down. They're still going to dive this one, but he will survive. Ravage for 2 kills. A pretty decent trade, but DK dodged the big bullet, which would be burning going down. Still, He gets driven back to base, and this is at least a minute where he's not farming.
I actually think DK didn't lose the fight as horribly as it seemed. Of course, Morphling survived, so that's pretty big for them. You also gotta keep in mind, Zoe was there, Chuan TP from top, he was there. It was basically a 4-for-3 engagement. Sunstrike came in to help out, but that's the power of Global. So they didn't have to actually contribute too much, and they didn't lose that team fight flat out, so I think, arguably DK was not too unhappy with that fight. Subaru picks up a rune to deny it from the Beastmaster, and he's going to go right back to farm. Ooh, with Invis, perhaps he pick up a kill against Faith. Yeah, he's turning in level 8 right now. He's not putting points into that second Invoke. If Nebula here, he's going to go crazy with that Invoker build analysis, but he is going for the double Force Spirit build. Something we don't generally see. Disruption defensively, Burning perhaps in a little bit of trouble, but Cold Snap comes in right now. They're going to get the kill, but Super is going to go down instead. Not sure whether that's a good trade overall, but again, Morphling on the positive receiving end. Great visual blocking. Beastmaster Roar across the ledge, but completely trapped. Burning waveform down. I want to say that he silenced. He does waveform across. No, it's a little bit short. Now he has to shrink morph. Should be fine still. Zippo providing the assistance with the fissure if necessary. That Hero Wolf not going to do too much.
So we still haven't seen Prophet enter any of these fights. 8 kills total, 6 for IG, 2 for DK, and Prophet has not left his lane yet. He's spamming the ult. He's going to have a mech up real soon. And I gotta say, Lumi, once he gets the mech, that may be where DK can turn things around. The early TP into the heal, such a game changer most of the time, and especially with Ravage down for the moment, as well as Dream Coil. IG are going to have to play this a little bit more carefully. That mech can punish over-aggression very hard.
Yeah, it's 250 HP heal. The armor is not irrelevant at any point in the game. 250 HP at this stage of the game, a lot of times is what, 30-40% of some people's health? That's insane amount of heals, so it's pretty good. But I'm still completely stoked about this Invoker. Skipping Invoke to get the earlier access, a lot of times I want to say that's not a good build, but perhaps Super here feeling that it is going to be a good build. He wants that double Force Spirit for the minus armor as well as pushing ability.
I like it. I like it because I think it's the minus armor is nice, but to me this is all about the push. You have a Prophet already. Now you throw Invoker towards the mid lane with that push power, and I mean it makes it hard for IG to find the big team fight, and that's what they want. They have Ravage, they have Dream Coil, they have Roar, they have some great team fight spells. Here we go, long DD, caught out, no mana, he will go down, and Lumi, he's 70 gold away from the mech. Oh, what a time to die. That stinks, and Super is going to try and he picks up a haste rune. Not sure he's going to be able to find any kills, but maybe he can pressure mid with it. Still, even though he's going for double Forge Spirits, he doesn't have it yet, and they're going to lose a tier 1 top from the looks of things.
Well, good job by Treant. The Treant's pulling it past to make sure that the tower doesn't sustain too much damage. Yeah, but the AoE nukes from IG is simply too strong. They mow down all the creep wave. The CC unit is still holding on. Perhaps DK will be able to defend this, or going to make them waste so much time that they could get numerical advantage on the other sides of the map. DK burning, working on the bot tower so far, not really close to it. Tier 1 is going to eventually go down.
Well, Super hasn't even summoned a single Forge Spirit yet. Not sure if he's going to. We'll have to see. Tower last hit by Chuan, and only 1,000 gold away from a blink. Pretty good start for him overall. Not the best farm, but he's finding the kills here and there. Sunstrike on the bottom lane. Oh, big fight breaking out. YYF charges in. Gush! Joe looking for the kill here, and Zippo, he doesn't have the point in Enchant Totem yet, and YYF's going to bypass that, continue the chase. They only get the 1 kill, and you were about to say.
Yeah, Invoker just put his second point into Invoke at level 9.
Maybe a misclick.
Maybe a misclick, so...
Well, no, I mean in the earlier levels. In the earlier levels, maybe he didn't need to do it.
I'm just really baffled by this build.
Roar bottom lane, RTK. Sprout, decent block there, and RTK steals Shapeshift. Then he looks to charge in. Maybe he could even telekinesis someone. There's the Sunstrike. Not going to hit anything. And Joe gets the tower. Oh boy. 1,900 gold on him. Where's the trade-off? I'm not seeing it right now for DK.
There's no trade-off. Invoker has ported to the bot lane, but a little bit late to the party. Force Staff is complete, not being delivered just yet. They're teleporting in right for YYF. There's going to be the Sprout Anchor Smash going to be used, giving himself effectively a little bit more survivability, but it's not going to be enough. Cold Snap plus right clicks, and a couple more hits going to do it. It's going to be close. No, it won't be enough. Surviving just barely. Sunstrike and Fissure missing the combo a little bit there. And now the chase goes the other way. The board comes in. Wrath of Nature does pick off TIE Hunter. The Treants were actually following the Wrath. Picked him off. Decent micro here from our Prophet player. And that's going to be the end of the fight, man. 8-3 though in favor of the Radiant side. IG and a pretty strong
Oh, look at
control
Burning. Oh, he wanted to make it go there. The replicant will be sent back. It lives. And now Burning can apply some pressure in the top lane. So although they only get the kill of the Tide, the thing is, every time they get those kills, it buys some time for Burning. But at the same time, they're still not doing anything to shut this Lycan down. 2k gold in the bank. What do you go for here? Do you think the BKB is the better choice? Do you think going for that split push is the way to go here? There's a lot of lockdown, but at the same time, you're up against a Morphling, so you do want to end the game relatively early.
I mean, Morphling is always a dangerous beast to go up against, but if he doesn't have any item like this, I mean, what do you think Bernie's gonna first pick up? If he picks up a BKB, which, you know, a lot of Chinese Morphling does, his damage output is not too high. Ward goes on a million, ROTK Gush. Or just picks him down. Chuan, though, perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Sunstrike is going to bring him down. YYF walking in menacingly with that Ravage. The tree's blocking him. Stick micro here from the tree. Defensive disruption after the Ravage. And Sniper, or excuse me, super in position. Force that forward. A couple more wide clicks. Gush is going to bring him down. No, Gush survives. No, Gush doesn't survive. Gush. Tie Hunter dies.
What a finisher!
Defensive block here. 430. Now trying to get down Chase. Super with 3 charges on him right now. Should be absolutely fine, but double kill on Lycanthrope as no one's focusing him down. ROTK, Poison Stack on him, Soul Catcher on him right now. The Wolves giving some chase. Sunstrike being fired off. One of the most hectic team fights. Sunstrike barely missing there. 430. Should be fine.
By the way, Bernie gets the tower top while this is happening. Bottom lane, Chuan first to defend that, and well, he didn't go for the early blink. I thought he might. I believe his allied Beastmaster is Arcane Boots, he does. But instead he opts for Arcane Boots, he's got a bottle and a wand, so I guess Chuan doesn't have to initiate. They do have a Beastmaster lore, a Ravage as well. So many ways for them to set things up, but normally that early blink of Puck, it's not just about the initiation, it's also about how it gives you another escape mechanism, and then you can do cute things like phase shift and then blink away, and chain things up just to make you infinitely harder to kill. But for the moment, Chuan has just opted for utility here, and well, he's going to have to farm a bit more as a result.
Yeah, I think eventually he's going to go for a blink. He doesn't need it big time. Like you mentioned, they have other ways of initiation, so it's pretty good. So no big deal there. Super, though, with that Force Staff, he's going to be going for the drums. One of the most standard build that we could ever see on Invoker. Despite that he's going for Invoker, we generally see a blink here, but, you know, it's fine. Drums is always good. And the Chinese really love their drums.
Well, I'm not sure. The thing about Blink is it's only good to initiate, because generally when you're trying to run away, especially against this IG team, they're probably going to hit you at least once, and then the Blink will be helpful. And maybe he just wants to stay alive in these fights. I feel like right now Super is the most important hero on their team, for his right-click damage, for his control with the Cold Snap, and so anything he can do to stay alive is, I think, what they need. Give Bernie a chance to farm, and, well, Bernie has something on the way. I think it's a Ghost Scepter. It is a Ghost Scepter, so we're going to see the shotgun. Do IG have an answer for this? There's a mech, there's no pipe, they have some decent HP up. But the key here is no pipe and no BKBs just yet.
I'm not sure whether I like the shotgun, simply because in most games, in most Chinese games to be exact, support actually get quite a bit of farm. They get quite a bit of level, and they brace her up. They really brace her up. Shotgun is really, really good if you could pop a support hero immediately, but if you don't, then it's kind of awkward. Like, you use a whole bunch of gold and you don't accomplish too much. IG pushing up mid. Now, oh my god, Zippo didn't have a chance. Opening up with the Dream Cloak, no Blink Dagger necessary. YYF walking in right now, faking the Ravage. He does drop it there. Super in big trouble. He will have the Force Staff. Meanwhile, Lycanthrope running away with very low HP. YYF is going to get sprouted. He's getting focused. Waveform is going to bring him down. Meanwhile, though, here comes the Lycanthrope. Lycanthrope just ran away. 430 now back in the fight. Chuan gets picked up in the air. He's tossed back down. Chuan trying to dodge a couple more times, but Burning looking for him. Would they wait for him? No, he is going to pack it off. Now he's going to go for Ferrari. Great chasing from DK so far. You do see on the back lines of things, the Lycanthrope is healing back to full. He's trying to run back in team fight, but Burning still menacingly looking for a fight. I mean, that was initiated right by IG at the middle of DK's tower, perhaps overzealous because all the TPs came in and DK just routed them.
I was waiting with bated breath to see if Bernie would actually go in there. I feel like he had a chance at that kill, but worried about the disruption, the TPs, or maybe even a buyback or two. He does back off. And Lumi, that's another 1k gold in the bank. I mean, whether you like shotgun or not, a couple more fights like that and Bernie will have it at fairly early. And by the way, he's out farming the Lycan now. This is some sick farm for Bernie. I mean, by now it's a broken record to say that, as he always finds the farm, whether his team wins or loses. But I
well,
mean,
I mean, he's doing it at the expense of his team, right? A lot of times he's teleporting into his team is really just defending with all they have. And right now, this is another fight that YYF and his team wants to take. They don't even have Ravage. They'll take this fight anyways. They're gonna go on Burning. Burning is he's absolutely fine with the strength morph. Echo Slam doing a lot of damage. Zo down to half HP. Chuan just goes in and drops a lot of nukes. What is IG trying to accomplish without the Ravage? They got the tower, but despite of that, they want to take more fights. And now DK chasing the other way. DK just with Burning in the front. They can't do too much. Gush is gonna force him back, and that should be it.
Yeah, I mean, they need Soul Catcher to hit as well. Bernie is too tank. Otherwise, here we go, round number 2. ROTK has axes up. No big stunts for him, though. And Super on the back foot. Forced to retreat out. He should be able to escape. It was one more attempt, but in the end, IG don't find the kills. And here we go, long DD. Mechanism up. Going for a very, very late Midas from the looks of things. Maybe this is Treads. If it's a Midas, this is one of the latest I've ever seen on a Prophet. Looking at about a 20-minute. But we'll have to see which direction he goes. It's not like he has to build it. If he wants Treads, he has those too. Maybe even trying to hold on to buyback, as weird as it sounds to say at 19 minutes. But for the moment, Long DD going to continue that farm. So, how do you feel about both teams' position right now? Does anybody have a clear advantage? Is there a team who needs to make an adjustment, or are we looking pretty stable all around?
We're looking pretty stable. I feel like IG, though, they are in the driver's seat. You know, they have the better team fight, they have the better initiation and engagement, and they're the team more dangerous. If they get a couple kills with Lycanthrope, they could bring down a couple of towers. So it is up to DK to survive in the next 10-15 seconds, mass up on HP, mass up on Force Staff, and make sure you don't get you know, solo picked off. And of course, Bernie's going to be doing his thing. He's going to be using that Ghost Step to farm very aggressively, adds another layer to his many layers of survivability. And well, look at him go. He's working on those creeps.
Yeah, another 400 gold, and this is what Bernie likes to do. He's got to get the farm up. This is the problem with... Oh, I hear Sunstrike. It is Roshan. That would be pretty bold by IG, with the creeps being pushed to here, as well as here, to try and go into Roshan when they're on the Radiant. Especially to smoke in like they would have had to, because there's a ward up. But DK playing it safe, and against Lycan, that is the correct play. Speaking of...
Yeah,
well, by the way, Chuan almost has that blink now, so that might be a bit of an opening for IG.
Yeah, for the most part, though, I feel like Chuan's this Dream Coil has been really on the spot, blink or not, and it's only going to get better. And like you mentioned earlier, you could do a lot of cutesy stuff. By the way, in this, Chuan is walking in. Little does he know, he is going right into a Sentry Ward, immediate Force that backward.
Well, they have a gem.
Super.
Ferrari's already picked one up. This is what we used to see all the time. Did I hear Roar? No Roar. We used to see this all the time from the Chinese teams. Beastmaster, get a quick gem, and then control the map with your Hawk, as well as the gem, just scouting out all the wards, giving you full map.
Tier 2 is going to get C-Shot, Fissure is going to be dropped, and what is that being stolen? That is just a little bit Wolves. Wolves on Wolves action. Actually, these Wolves, again, I was going to say they could be used for scouting, but no, there's a gem again on the playing field, so he's going to be trying to defend with it. Right now, DK is doing, again, a super well defense. But again, at the expense of his team, Burning's just farming it up. He will TP at the very last moment to get a couple kills. But a lot of players says, oh man, Burning's farming really well, and I don't want to take that away from him, but it's because his teams allow him to do so. And, you know, there you go.
I feel like this is a much more typical DK game, right? Because they're sitting back, they're getting the farm onto Burning, and the rest of the team turtles. This is pretty much the standard way that DK tries to go about winning their games. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I will say, they're pretty much in their comfort zone. They're playing the 4 protect 1, although they're not really protecting Burning, but they're protecting the base, which allows Burning to get the farm, like you mentioned. And he's not that far off the shotgun. Only about 1k to go. 1 or 2 kills, and he'll have it in the next few minutes. Otherwise, it might be 3 or 4 before he has it. But either way, I mean, he's getting close. And IG, still no pipe on them, I believe. Yep, no pipe up. But like you said, the bracers, the raw HP, the Necro Book. There aren't any super easy targets this game. It's not like there's a Crystal Maiden running around with just boots and a wand.
Right. I mean, you could go for Chuan if you could, you know, find him, and then...
Yeah, he is very squishy.
But, you know, he has phase shift, so... I'm not sure if you want to go for that kill. It's just not safe. You don't want to have your shotgun completely dodged and whiffed. So that's the thing. The thing is, even with the shotgun being finished, do you think that DK will play any differently? I think they just farm shotgun and play the exact same thing for the next 10 more minutes.
No, this is not. It's not like they're ahead, and this is not the kind of game where you get shotgun and you're already winning, and then you just go to win even harder. This is a shotgun where you get it, so if the fight ever goes well for your team, you can really punish the opponent. Maybe burst the core hero down before the fight goes off. But now with double blink up on IG, YYF having one as well. Oh man, the initiation is so strong. And DK are quite squishy. They have to be very careful.
Seeing some big AoE being dropped. Looks like the tier 2 is going to be forfeited. And you can see Burning immediately says, okay, can't really defend. Turn on the Ring of Poseidus. Going on, forces out Glyph, forces out a TP. Burning has done his job. Now he's going to be TPing on the bot lane perhaps to get more farm going on there. But Roshan now suddenly in a little bit of danger if you're playing on the Dire side. Even though generally you have the Dire advantage, suddenly with a mid-tier 2 tower going down, a little bit more attention should be paid, especially when IG has a Lycanthrope. Again, the roaming party coming from IG, looking for that Morphling. Morphling is a slippery fish.
Another
really find him.
Another early game smoke gank, but they're going for the wraparound towards mid instead. RTK caught out a bad position. Super as well. Blink, Ravage to start, Chuan to follow, and everybody from DK melts. The roar even used. That may have been slightly unnecessary, but either way, IG get a quick double kill. Buyback is available on the Invoker, also available on the Rubik. Is it worth using it here? Do you try and contest Roshan, or do you just bite the bullet? There's no Ravage, there's no Dream Coil, but there is a lot of right click, and a death ball here for IG.
I kind of chuckle because Burning saw his team totally get decimated and owned. And he just like runs bot. Yeah, they are gonna contest this. Haste Rune on Morphling just ran out, and Sunstride's gonna scope things out, but the Roshan is dropped so quickly. And the offensive disruption on Burning. Burning can't do too much. He is purged up as well. And meanwhile, with the Aegis being claimed up, do they continue to take the fight? They being DK. Seems like, well, it's a lot of back and forth action. The Wolves scaring everybody away. Seems like Aegis was all there.
Oh, I can Aegis.
Man, the Wolves doing too much. Burning very low. He's gonna just use a shotgun or use a ghost step to survive for a little bit longer. The blink in from YYF. Burning trying to run around. Offensive earn on him right now. He's gonna be out of strength to morph. No, he's morphing. His morphing is gonna be barely okay. And DK, this fight is just so bad for them.
Super. These ice walls though, saving the day. Yeah, it looked horrible, but they trade 1 for 1. Yeah, the Aegis was picked up, but that was pretty much inevitable just because of the timing of it all. RTK lives with nothing, and he's going to be very happy about that. Speaking of RTK, Lumi, he's got himself a 4-step.
Right, and he used it to good effects in that team fight, getting away from those wolves. That was going to kill him for sure. Now, Burning with a shotgun finish, so he's starting to look for people to kill. You can see that his HP right now, 700, to look for... the thing is that even enough? Shadow Demon completely already prepared.
I think it is.
Cloak.
No, with the cloak, it's not. Yeah, with the cloak, he should be able to live. Without it, I think he could get the kill. Now, there's a Prophet on the field, and the ultimate well-timed, or Sunstrike. I mean, it's not like Burning has to get these kills solo. He's looking for them, though. Where is his replicate, by the way?
His replicate is going to be running out. Probably back in the fountain. Yeah, it is in the fountain. By the way, the Observer Ward on the lane has scoped out Burning. And we saw immediate a couple of TP. They were trying to mind game the hell out of Burning. Yeah, Burning realized with his replicate out, he's going to go back to a little bit more HP on the string.
Chawan's thinking about it, but he's not going to go in. Oh, Chawan, like a predator stalking its prey, but in the end, he will back off. And here we go. Ravage online. Lycan's got his ult. Everything should be up. The Dream Claw's a much lower cooldown than Ravage. Yeah, IG have their full guns loaded, ready to go, and they're just gonna push. At DK, they go for the split, but this is tier 2's being pressured, and a tier 2 already down. Aegis still up on Joe, and they're gonna go high ground. And DK they're not in position to defend this. Are they just gonna go for the full trade? I'm not sure. It looks like they are.
I don't think they could go for a trade. Huge meter gonna mow down the entire quick wave. Morphling's already TPing Glyph is already, he's 430, he's lost a spell, he's picked up in there, he's got the mech, burst him down, no defensive, huge ravage from YYF, and now Super in a big trouble. Echo Slam being dropped, but Super has gone down. Lone DD will port back just fine. Morphling at half HP, he's Morphling strength right now, but Lycan just going on him. Great fissure block so far. ROTK doing a lot of right click. Buyback, no buyback from, looks like Tron in trouble. Earn on him right now. He's going to try to port back, but meanwhile, look at the base of the enemy team. Tier 2 goes down. Tier 3 is defended.
Successful defense?
DK, yeah, I want to say successful defense. Perhaps they even went ahead in that engagement.
Yeah, they didn't get the Aegis, but remember, when these fights end with those ults down, it buys so much time. They have to wait for Ravage to come up. That's a minute and a half, 2 minutes for Burning to get his farm on. And Lumi, 2,500 gold in the bank. What do you go for now? I'm thinking BKB. I think you just need it against the silences, the lockdown. Even though there's a roar, I still think it's mandatory just to avoid that puck as well as the Tidehunter. Although that being said, Burning has not been getting focused or killed off, so maybe you go for damage.
This team has been on the receiving end. Again, that's the playstyle of DK. Burning TPs in very late after all the spells are dropped, and then he just go to town. You know, I always am in a fan of getting a BKB against Beastmasters, even though the roar goes through it. The actual magical immunity means so much more, and here it's going to block Ravage. It's going to block a lot of the silence from Pug. That's very, very key. The Dream Coil, like you mentioned, but I think having a Lycan in the game really changed things up, and I think that was predominantly one of the reasons why he went for the Ethereal Blade first, because of the Lycanthrope. So because of that, I think he might be opting for a little bit other stuff. Butterfly wouldn't be bad for the evasion. Mantis wouldn't be bad because of this kind of guerrilla warfare that he's playing, going up to do a little bit extra damage to the tower.
DD.
I'm not sure BKB would be it. Not to say that he's going for BKB.
They spotted him out, but Long DD trots back to base. He was huffing and puffing as fast as he could to get the hell out of there. He's at the tower. I think he just saw a Hawk. Nope, the Hawk is here. Ward slammed down. Oh, another big casualty of that fight, which I don't know if you caught. We didn't have a chance to mention it. The gem actually went down, and I think DK either got it or killed it. Looks like No, Ferrari got it. I think this is a new gem. I believe they lost the last one. I saw it drop on Faith, the Shadow Demon. On the
new gem right now is sitting on the bot lane, where that tier 2 used to be. Or very close to it.
Oh, they just missed it. They missed it.
Yeah, they missed it, yeah.
Oh, the solo kill by Burning. Haystern is up on the bottom lane, and this is where Morphling starts to become an issue, and it will be the BKB for him. If Burning, every time Morphling finds these kills, it's not just the gold, it's not just what it gives the Morphling, it's what it does for the whole game, because it buys them time. They need the pucks to teamfight. IG are really built around their teamfight, despite having a Lycan. I mean, the way they're playing this, the heroes they have around them, they need everybody to go for these big fights.
Well, here's the thing, though. Puck, I think the only reason he died was because he was a little slow on the shapeshift, or phase shift, excuse me. I don't expect a lot of these solo kills. I mean, he picked up the Ethereal Blade for, what, 5-6 minutes now, and that was the first kill. These kills are hard to come by. And right now, IG is pushing without their puck. No, they're just pushing for a little bit of map control. But right now, again, Prophet's such an annoying beast to go against. Haven't pointed this out, but Chinese Nature's Prophets love to go for Maelstrom or Monir as kind of their big DPS item. It's a great pushing item, great counter pushing. Not too bad in terms of DPS output in a team fight. It's almost becoming a staple. This is like the 3rd or 4th time I'm seeing Nature's Prophet picking it.
Well, it seems like the turtling of DK is paying off. Look at the farm right now, 202 on that Prophet, leading the way. He's got buyback and 3,300 gold to work with, so if he wants to buy an item, he has it. More likely we'll see him save for buyback for now. DK is ahead in terms of gold, despite being... actually, I guess they're even in terms of towers. You'd think they'd be behind if you could look at these lineups at this stage of the game, but they're not. It's the Prophet as well as the Morphling. This is DK Dota. This is how they like to play. And bottom lane, it's Burning. Went for a soul. He dodges a bullet there.
Man,
this
is a lesson to all the Morphling players. If you're gonna go for a shotgun kill, make sure you have a replicate up, because never know when things are gonna go south. There's a BKB finish. So with the help of the BKB as well as the Ethereal Blade, DK Burning's gonna go on the back line of things and start trying to do so much havoc. Focus on the puck, focus on Faith. He might not kill them right from the get-go, but he's going to make them run. And when they're running, they're not dropping spell on the rest of your team. So sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and I think that's exactly what Burning's going to be going for.
Well, Glyph has had a time to cool down here, Lumi, but nonetheless, they're going to back off and the Fed Tower will take a fall. Glyph's still available for this Rax, and IG have to be careful not to overcommit to the Rax here. The Necro Book was used, actually chasing heroes back instead of working on the Rax. And Force Spirit's fighting off as best they can. Prophet could maybe TP back top, but IG are going to back off, and Roshan's still 3 minutes away or so? Yeah, about 2 or 3 minutes. IG perhaps waiting for that.
Yeah, DK's kind of in a precarious position. Well, precarious perhaps is not the right word.
So is
if they
IG.
hold, yeah, so is IG. If they hold this, DK is going to be in the lead. If they don't, right, if there's any kind of a missed team fight here, DK is going to be down at Rax, which even down at Rax, I'm not sure if DK is completely out of the game. But IG will have a lot more breathing room. IG right now, they're just looking for anything. And unfortunately, I don't think they're finding the opening.
Well, they're spending a lot of time running around the map as 4 or 5, and I mean, against a Morphling and a Prophet, they're gonna get farm when that happens, burning BKB up 500 gold in the bank, and more importantly, it's the Prophet. He went for a BKB, Lumi. That's his item of choice, and now that's 2 BKBs on core heroes. No buyback for him, which could become an issue. The one hero who has not really found much... Well, actually, no. Super's got 3.5k himself. He's got a Sight device if he wants it. But like I said, I think buyback is the first thing that they want to secure here. And, well, burning it ahead up top. DK are stalling this, and like you said, I'm not sure 1 Rax is enough. So IG need to find a team fight or get this Rax right now, or Roshan at the very least. The longer this goes, the better it looks for DK.
Morphling's gonna outpush this 5-man squad, waveform across. He's got the double damage, so...
Oh yeah.
You know, in the next fight, that double damage could be big. He's gonna waveform in,
well, there's a demonic purge.
BKB and DD.
There's a demonic purge.
There's a purge.
Remove it.
There's a purge. Yeah.
But will they use it on burning? We'll have to see.
Is he gonna pop a DD now? He is. He's gonna just go right for the Rax trade, I think.
Oh, they can't do this. I don't think this is a good trade. Fissure, Ice Wall slowing everything down, and Burning is Raxing them while this happens. And in fact, they back the TPs. Are they too late? No, Burning, BKB, TP out. No solution for this. They need the roar. They don't get it in time. In fact, it's Joe, held in place, scythed up. He's still running. Very fast chicken. Deafening Blast will stun him. The ult adds Lumi. He's got an Aegis, but if he dies once, he will die twice. And I think he's going to die a second time. Ford Spirit's up. Sprout as well. Zippo to stun him. And Joe is just trapped. This is a death trap for him. He will go down. Oh, man. And the Aegis Lumi, it's coming up right now. In fact, it just respawned.
Wow.
Whoa.
Double damage Morphling forces 3 TP back. The rest of the team slow on the retreat, and because of that, they lost the Aegis and the Lycanthrope. DK pushing for a creep equilibrium right now. They want to make sure, perhaps they want to get the tier 2 before they go into the Roche. They want to make sure they're forcing DK to defend this, perhaps get a couple kills. They're forcing out a buyback out of Zoe as well. And this is big play. The question is, are they going to swing in for the Roche? Doesn't seem like it right now. As Prophet teleports to the top, make sure they want to get that push out as well. And now Prophet, remember, what he started with was an 18-minute mech, or excuse me, a 14-minute mech, a 20-minute hand of Midas, and since then, he's just going crazy with the farm. Another 3,400, 3,500 gold. I guess as good as mine, what he's going to do with it.
And Faith actually purges the illusion there to the replicate, which does instantly kill it off. So nice job by him. I believe he knew that was a replicate, just wanted to get rid of it. Still, look at what's happening. IG are trying to 5-man, and this just doesn't work right now against DK because of that split push. Long DD up top, 1,600 gold, he just bought something. Hyperstone for him. Will it be the Mealder? Could even be an Assault Cuirass, just to try and get that push going. Either way, he's saving for buyback, 1,700 available. That is enough, even if he dies. I don't think he's on a big streak. Yeah, 3 and 6, definitely not. Oh, middle lane, RTK. Nope, 4 staff away. He'll be okay. In fact, with that shapeshift, I mean, he's got this every minute. He can be a complete nuisance. And this is... DK is stalling.
Look at RTK, his wolf, his mouth is holding on to a little bit one. It's so cute.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
That is the... Oh, Valve. Valve officially the best company in the universe. Oh my goodness. Big shout out to their art team for that.
More action on the top as Treants are breaching up the high ground, at least forcing Tron back. And if the Roshan engagement happening right now, Dire has the advantage.
By the way, Zippo's almost got a blink, which could be an absolute... even this late, a blink could be a huge deal on an Earthshaker.
Yep. I mean, definitely allows you to position your ultimates. Should be Supreme, chasing with those Enchant Totem and Fissures. But right now, I'm not sure if you mentioned, Gwinsu is finished on Invoker. Is hitting level 16, 17 very, very soon. A lot of focus has been placed on this Roshan engagement. Look at what constantly doing. Again, forcing those. Oh, Dreamcoat is going to be used. Pops a double down, pops a backing bar. No, he gets roared. TP gets cancelled. He has another TP. He's kind of trying to make it out alive. He is going to be fine, and the Roshan happening right at this moment.
Oh no, they're out of position. No boots of travel. Chuan forced to defend. Prophet can always come back in, and Bernie with the Alacrity up. Lumies, I think they're going to get this. IG are just not there fast enough. Oh man, fantastic tactical play, decision making by DK. Bernie on that hard carry with an Aegis can be so aggressive, he picks it up. And IG, they're not going to force that fight. I think that's the right choice. Going in there could have been absolutely disastrous.
Ooh, this is really rough. Rubik's gonna add a BKB to his inventory very soon. A
Wow.
support Rubik going for a BKB. Invoker, I assume, will be working on a BKB right now as well. Zippo has that Blink Dagger that you were mentioning. Man, and DK, again, they're in no pressure to go. They have to late game, they have to map control, and you can see Prophet's like TPing up top. He has a Monair finish, could drop down the Morphling for even more DPS output, should Morphling get focused. And I think IG at this point, they're out of options. They just have to go.
They have to go for it, you're right.
They can't drag this game out even longer. Lycanthrope is not going for the late game build. Necrobooks doesn't scale into late game that well. You want things like AC, Heart, and all that stuff, but he's not going for that.
You know,
of course,
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that Puck is not gonna give you late game either, so
right.
Options are limited for IG.
Well, he's almost got a Scythe. That can be huge, especially against Morphling, but here's the thing, there's an Aegis, so even if they get him once, they gotta get him twice.
Right.
Well, you know, it feels like IG are at that point right now. You're in some sort of maybe a Western shootout, and you're bleeding. You know, you've been shot. You can't really try and heal yourself because that guy's gonna shoot you again. DK will be delivering that finishing blow soon, so IG just have to go for the, you know, they have to fire back here. But they're not. Yep. They're playing defensively. They're reacting. They're not trying to force the issue, and this is exactly what DK wants.
Yeah, they'll take that any day. And the teleport comes in from Zoe. Another teleport comes in. Guinsu is finished, or Scythe Advice on Chuan. Your shootout example makes me want to think that DK right now has a fully loaded gun, and IG's sitting on the last bullet.
They have a couple of extra clips as well, I think.
Yeah, yeah, they have a machine gun as a backup too. And DK finds himself a DD. We saw what DD did earlier. Oh my god. DD, by the way, won the team fight, took away the Aegis from the Lycanthrope and got themselves the Aegis. But that's what one DD rune did. And now Burning with the BKB up and another 3.4k in the bank. We'll be doing a lot more with this DD.
Everybody's almost 7k, almost 5k long DD. Chuan comes in, and that's not going to work for him at all. Immediately blinks out. He cannot take that fight. And this is the thing about DK. It's really not just a Morphling. The Prophet and Invoker are quite massive in their own right. Especially Long DD's Prophet.
I mean, Shaker and Rubik, look at their inventory. They are massive as well.
Right. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? Okay, I understand that Morphling and Prophet, they're getting farmed because they're getting all the creeps in the map. How the hell are these guys getting farmed? That's my question. I
mean, look at their creep scores. RTK 100, that's 110. That's not bad for a Prophet with an Aghanim.
But he's buying wards.
Or sorry, not Aghanims, but yeah, he is buying wards. I mean, the game has also gone for 40 minutes.
Yeah, 4-staff BKB and Arcane Boots. I guess that's the difference between like look at stats 2 and 4. That's not too bad for a support. 40 minutes in the game, so that's the difference in these low kill count games. If you don't die, just go per minute, go per second.
That passive gold gain. And, well, I feel like we've seen this before. IG starts to group up middle. They start to go for that push, and what does Prophet do? TP's over, starts pressuring that top lane. Replicate up, the smoke gank, the demonic purge used once again by Faith. And he's having to waste that purge on illusions. Not really what he wants to be doing in long DD. Crystal is picked up, even more damage to work with. And IG, I think they finally had enough Lumi. It's all or nothing for them. Rubik could easily still Ravage here with the BKB, has to use it in time though. Timing will be everything for RTK. Positioning crucial for him as well. Wave it, BKB, they want Joe! Ravage is used, is it stolen? RTK does steal it, he's got the Ravage! Oh my goodness, just waiting for Joe's ult to die. Burning, DD used, BKB is used, but remember he's got the edge. There's your counter Ravage on everybody. YYF, hold up in the air. Faith so low, he will go down, and DK are absolutely routing IG. The right clicks from long DD.
The backdoor was happening throughout that. IG Chuan was attempting the backdoor. Unfortunately, he was a Puck and not a Lycanthrope. Meanwhile, on the top lane, though, the Treants were able to bring down that Rax. Oh no, that was their last bullet. IG fired it and missed. It missed big time. How did YYF allow the Ravage to be stolen? Kind of a elementary thing to use Anchor Smash immediately. Whatever it was, misclick, spike, it was rough. And man, the Rubik control of that Ravage was big time. And I think he's going to hold on to that Ravage. There's just so little engagement. That Ravage is going to mean they will have it for the next engagement. And I'm not too sure whether the Radiant could deal with another Ravage against him.
By the way, Long DD has a Daedalus. Look at his right click power. He's got to be critting for like 700, 800 at this point. And by the way, as well, burning 2,600 gold, and the age is still up. There's got to be something on the credit. Really? No? Burning is actually, I hate to say it, but Burning is falling behind in terms of farming. With the
no, he has something somewhere.
It's on the ground. Ultimate Orb's on the ground. Okay. I was gonna say, I thought like he had more gold. Still, it's everybody on DK, and they could turtle this as long as they want, but I also think they're almost at the point where they can just 5-man, especially once the Ravage cools down on that Rubik. And I'm not sure what IG can do to deal with that. There's been no item progression. Joe is still